Hello horror fans and welcome to Horror and Cats. I'm Smokey Lyle and today I'm going to be tasking powerful AI platform Chat GPT to write me 5 Christmas themed horror stories and then read them to you in a dramatic manner. For our first story, let's start slow and keep it simple. Chat GPT, write a Christmas themed horror short story. That's a lot of freedom with really only 2 instructions, right? Christmas themed and horror. So, let's see what we got. The bitter winter wind howled through the desolate streets of Pine Grove, a small town nestled in the heart of the snowy woods. Christmas lights flickered weakly, struggling against the encroaching darkness. In the center of town stood an ancient mansion, its once grand facade now weathered and haunted. Locals whispered of the cursed family that had once lived there, the Noels, whose tragic fate had left the mansion abandoned for decades. As the Christmas Eve moon hung low in the sky, a group of adventurous friends decided to spend the night in the infamous Noel mansion. They laughed off the superstitions and scoffed at the ghost stories that had become local legend. They explored room after room, each filled with decaying remnants of holiday cheer, tattered wreaths, broken ornaments, and dusty stockings. As they reached the ground hall, a portrait of the ill-fated Noel family loomed over them. The eyes in the painting seemed to follow their every move. Ignoring the unease, the friends gathered around the crackling fireplace. They exchanged ghost stories, trying to outdo each other with tales of Yuletide horror. The laughter that had echoed through the mansion soon gave way to uneasy tension. Suddenly, the Christmas tree in the corner burst into ghostly flames, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The friends recoiled in horror as ghostly whispers filled the air. The voices seemed to be singing a hauntingly distorted version of Silent Night. The temperature plummeted and frost crept along the walls. The air shimmered with a spectral glow as the Noels, long gone but not forgotten, materialized before the terrified group. Frigid fingers brushed against their skin, sending shivers down their spine. The ghostly family danced a macabre waltz around the intruders, their hollow eyes fixed on the living. The friends, frozen in fear, watched as the Noels reenacted the tragic events that had led to their demise. The echoes of laughter turned into anguished cries, blending with mournful carol that seemed to rise from the very walls of the mansion. As the clock struck midnight, the Noels faded away, leaving the friends alone in the cold and empty mansion. The Christmas lights outside flickered back to life as if the town itself sighed with relief. The friends stumbled out into the snowy night, forever haunted by the chilling memory of a Christmas Eve that had unraveled the darkness hidden within the heart of Pine Grove. Okay, that wasn't super great, right? It was really low on detail. The part where it says they were reenacting the way they died, but didn't describe any of it. But you know what? That's to be expected with such a basic prompt. You know, I just said Christmas-themed horror short story. It was very short, and I mean, you can't argue that it wasn't Christmas and horror, I suppose. Okay, taking a couple learnings from that first prompt, I am now going to ask, write a Christmas horror story about a zombie reindeer with lots of detail. So, first of all, I eliminated the word short because I felt like that last one was way too short, and also it didn't describe almost anything, so I've asked for lots of detail. Let's see what we got. The frigid air in Frostwood grew still as the mysterious fog descended upon the town, swallowing the festive decorations and twinkling lights. The residents, initially excited for the arrival of Santa Claus, exchanged uneasy glances as an unsettling chill settled over the once jubilant atmosphere. A soft jingling echoed through the quiet streets, drawing the townspeople to the center of the town square. The distant sound of hooves soon joined the chorus, but it was not the lively prancing of Santa's reindeer they heard. Instead, a haunting thud reverberated through the air, a cadence that spoke of something unnatural. As the mist thickened, a shadowy silhouette emerged, revealing a decrepit sleigh adorned with tattered remnants of what were once festive decorations. The jingling became more pronounced, accompanied by the labored breaths of grotesque figures pulling the cursed sleigh. Zombie reindeer, their once pristine fur now matted and stained, dragged the undead sleigh with a macabre determination. That should technically just be macabre determination, right? Not a macabre determination. Santa Claus, now a ghastly figure with a skeletal grin etched across his face, sat atop the sleigh. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly malevolence, and his once red suit now hung in tatters. The townspeople, their excitement replaced by terror, recoiled at the sight of the undead Santa and his nightmarish reindeer. The zombie reindeer snorted and wheezed, their antlers twisted and jagged, as they advanced with a relentless hunger for the living. The once festive town square transformed into a chaotic battleground as the townspeople scattered, their screams piercing the icy air. Amid the panic, a group of survivors emerged, their faces set in grim determination. Armed with improvised weapons, wooden planks, shattered candy cane shards. Those are the only things you could find. Wooden planks, candy. Okay, armed with improvised weapons, wooden planks, shattered candy cane shards, and whatever else they could find, they formed a last line of defense against the approaching horror. The eerie blue mist trailed the undead sled, creating an otherworldly aura that clung to the air. The clash between the living and the undead folded in a macabre dance, the survivors desperately fending off the zombie reindeer with every ounce of strength. The once merry town square now bore witness to a surreal nightmare. The undead sleigh, driven by the cursed Santa and his zombie reindeer, pressed forward, leaving chaos and terror in its wake. As the survivors fought to protect their town, they couldn't shake the feeling that this Christmas Eve had become a chilling tale of horror, turning the most magical night into a haunting memory that would linger in the hearts of Frostwood's residents for years to come. Okay, once again, really light on the details there, aside from getting shattered candy cane shards as weapons, which is ridiculous. I was specific when I said a zombie reindeer. I just wanted, I didn't want it to have anything to do with Santa at all. I just wanted it to be like a town is being attacked by a zombie reindeer or something like that. I mean, it didn't even have to be a town. It could have been just one family out in the woods or something, but specifying Christmas really seemed to guide that one towards Santa and his reindeer. So let's try something a little different. Write a Christmas-themed horror comedy in the style of Dr. Seuss. I'm a human being, and I can't really write comedy that well. Asking Chat GPT, an AI platform, to be funny might be a mistake, but let's find out. 'Twas the night in Jingleberg, so merry and bright. The townsfolk gathered, hearts full of delight. Mayor Tinselbottom's... It's Christmas and it's comedy, right? What's Christmas? Tinsel. What's comedy? Butts. Mayor Tinselbottom's mansion stood tall, decked with decorations covering every wall. The clock struck midnight, oh, what a sight! Enchanted chaos, a whimsical fright. Mischievous Jingles, an elf with a scheme, turned the festive gala into a wild dream. The Christmas tree giggled with ornaments strange, cackling and jeering in their mischievous exchange. Tinsel transformed into serpents so sly, slithering and twisting, making guests cry. Gingerbread cookies, no longer sweet and mild, engaged in a dance so wild. The gingerbread house grew icing fangs, chasing guests with sugar-coated bangs. Huh? Nutcrackers told jokes cheesy and grand, causing laughter to spread across the land. The mayor, in bliss, twirled on the floor with an inflatable Santa, a dance to adore. I don't want to know how much the mayor adores his inflatable Santa. Snowmen came to life, flying through the air, creating chaos with a mischievous flair. Candy cane trails led to slips and slides as the enchanted merriment began to collide. A brave group of friends, armed with delight, waged a candy cane battle against the night. Tinsel lassos and gingerbread swords, facing off against enchanted hordes. Jingles McPrankster, the elf with a grin, popped in and out, causing laughter to begin. Snowflakes glittered, a magical trail turning into miniature snowstorms without fail. At 3 a.m, Jingles revealed, with a twirl in the chaos he'd concealed. "Merry Pranksmas, Jingleberg," he cried, as the enchanted chaos subsided. How about, I'm going to change that myself to "Merry Pranksmas, Jingleberg," he cried, as the enchanted chaos did subside. The decorations returned, harmless once more, as Mayor Tinselbottom applauded the galore. "Unforgettable," he cheered with glee, "the wildest Christmas gala in Jingleberg's history." And so every Christmas in Jingleberg town became a hilarious adventure, a tradition so renowned. Thanks to Jingles McPrankster's whimsical play. a Seussian holiday to brighten your day. I mean, I fucking asked for it, didn't I? Yeah, I mean, mostly rhymed. That's the that's the best you can really say about it. Okay, I've thought about it a little bit, and I think I have a way to maybe get the kind of story that I'm really hoping for. It's obviously just the fact that it's Christmas is going to bring Santa crap into it. Like you say, horror and Christmas, and Chat GPT obviously is going to do something with elves or Santa or some like really traditional stuff. So I'm just going to lean into that and say, Chat GPT, write a horror story in the style of a Resident Evil video game where a child is trapped in Santa's workshop in the North Pole, but it's full of zombie elves. So the reason I specified like in the style of a Resident Evil game is I'm hoping for maybe a little bit more of a slow pace, and maybe they'll Chat GPT will recognize that Resident Evil is about puzzles for the most part, so there might be some weird locks or, you know, obstacles that aren't just more zombies. So let's see what we get. In the desolate darkness of the Arctic night, a remote structure stood against the frozen landscape. Santa's workshop, a place of whimsical magic turned into a nightmare. The winter winds howled through the abandoned halls as Ethan, a terrified child, I love that it had to specify that. I don't know why that tickles me so much, but just Ethan, a terrified child. I really hope that's not the only bit of Resident Evil influence that they put into this. The guy's name is Ethan. Ethan, a terrified child, found himself trapped within the eerie confines of the North Pole's once jovial haven. The air was frigid, and an unsettling silence hung heavy as Ethan cautiously stepped through the labyrinthine corridors of Santa's once bustling workshop. The twinkling lights that once adorned the walls now flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows on the icy floors. Unbeknownst to Ethan, a chilling transformation had overtaken the cheery elves who once crafted toys with joyous enthusiasm. Now they lurched through the halls with lifeless eyes and pallid skin, their festive attire stained with frosty decay. Zombie elves, the former helpers of Santa, now sought something more sinister. Ethan's breath quickened as he stumbled upon a once merry assembly line. Toys lay scattered, forgotten in the rush of the undead elves. The air echoed with haunting sounds, the ominous jingling of bells, the guttural moans of the infected, and the occasional shuffle of frozen footsteps. The child pressed on, discovering a workshop overrun with grotesque abominations. The once charming reindeer stables were now filled with nightmarish hybrids, twisted amalgamations of antlers and decayed fur. They snarled and thrashed, their once merry eyes glazed over with an insatiable hunger. Ethan's heart pounded as he uncovered a hidden chamber. Very Resident Evil. A grotesque experiment gone awry. Rows of partially constructed toys lay on cold metal tables, each one infested with pulsating, otherworldly growths. The air reeked of decay, and the room throbbed with an unsettling energy. The child navigated through the ghastly workshop, evading the relentless pursuit of the zombie elves. His journey led him deeper into the heart of the frozen labyrinth, where a once jolly figure now loomed in the shadows. Santa Claus, transformed into a monstrous entity with icy tendrils and a malevolent aura. Boss fight! As Ethan confronted the nightmarish Santa, the workshop erupted into chaos. The zombie elves closed in, their skeletal hands reaching out for the child. With courage fueled by desperation, Ethan dodged and evaded, maneuvering through the icy terror that surrounded him. In the epicenter of the workshop, Ethan discovered the key to his escape, a portal pulsating with an otherworldly glow. The child mustered every ounce of strength to outsmart the undead horde and navigate a path to the portal. As he stepped through, the haunting sounds of the zombie elves faded into the icy wind, and the North Pole's nightmare was left behind. Ethan emerged, breathless and shivering, into the Arctic night. The distant echoes of the once merry workshop now resonated with the eerie silence of a frozen wasteland. As he gazed back at the now forbidden haven, he knew the memory of Santa's workshop would forever haunt his dreams, a chilling reminder that even the most enchanting places could descend into horror. So it got a lot of the Resident Evil flavor, right? It's got hidden chambers, experiments, very scientifically themed. Santa is a big monster with tendrils now, which is totally Resident Evil. portal thing was weird, because most Resident Evil, yeah, like almost every single Resident Evil ends with wherever you were just in surviving being exploded in one way or another, usually because somebody tosses you a rocket launcher. So the portal was an odd choice, but I don't know, no, it was all right. I could have used more detail, I feel like. Definitely could have used a little more detail. So, last one. I'm gonna try and bring everything I've learned about how Chat GPT reads my prompts and make, let's say, a sequel to the Zombie Elves one that we just did. Write a horror story about a group of Santa Claus's elite special forces being overrun by zombie elves they were sent to destroy. Write with lots of detail in the action sequences. Let's see what we get. The Arctic night hung heavy over Santa's secret base, hidden deep within the icy expanse. A squad of elite special forces, clad in red and white camouflage, a squad of elite special forces, dressed like idiots, gathered in the war room, their mission clear: eradicate the undead menace that had taken over the North Pole's workshop. These were Santa's most trusted, his hand-picked soldiers, hardened by years of covert operations. Not very covert, dressed like a candy cane. As the team, known as the Sleigh Bells, excellent, descended into the bowels of the workshop, the air thickened with tension. The once merry jingle of bells now echoed ominously as they approached the heart of the labyrinthine workshop. Captain Frostbeard, the grizzled leader with a snow-white beard, you don't say, surveyed the scene. The assembly line, once alive with the creation of toys, now lay in disarray. Twisted zombie elves, their festive attire tattered and bloodstained, snarled in the shadows. Sergeant Tinselbottom, a nimble soldier with bells attached to his boots, led the charge. The sleigh bells moved with practiced precision, weapons raised, eyes scanning for the undead threat. A soft jingling of bells signaled the ambush as the zombie elves lurched forward, their cold, vacant eyes locking onto the intruders. The skirmish erupted into a symphony of chaos. Specialist Blizzard Socks, armed with candy cane daggers, leapt into the fray, his movements a blur as he slashed through the zombie elves. Captain Frostbeard unleashed rounds of peppermint-scented bullets. Why are they scented? The air filling with the metallic tang of blood and the sweet aroma of crushed candy canes. God. Lieutenant Twinkletooth, a sharpshooter with a candy cane sniper rifle, of course it is, took position on a raised platform, picking off zombie elves with deadly accuracy. The workshop resounded with the sharp crack of her shots, punctuated by the eerie moans of the undead. As the sleigh bells pushed deeper into the workshop, the undead horde intensified. Undead horde intensifies! The undead elves, once Santa's loyal workers, fought with a frenzied determination. Again, shouldn't it just be frenzied determination? Their twisted bodies contorting in unnatural ways. Specialist Frostbite, a burly soldier wielding an ice pick, that's the most normal weapon so far, swung into the action, cleaving through the relentless onslaught. The team's radio crackled with urgency as Lieutenant Twinkletooth reported a massive wave converging from the reindeer stables. Captain Frostbeard barked orders and the sleigh bells retreated, taking strategic positions to brace for the onslaught. The stables erupted with nightmarish abominations, the undead reindeer with frostbitten antlers and glowing eyes, the air filled with the sickening crunch of hooves on snow as the sleigh bells engaged in a fierce battle against the relentless charge. Sergeant Tinselbottom, agile and acrobatic, swung between the antlers, planting explosive ornaments on the undead reindeer. Solid. Specialist Blizzard Socks darted between the charging beasts, severing their connection to the zombie horde with precise strikes. Yet the undead onslaught proved overwhelming. Captain Frostbeard, a beacon of steadfast determination, rallied the team for a final stand. The workshop, once a haven of festive cheer, became a battleground of horror. Chat GPT really likes to do, like, once now. I think there's been like 5 of those in every story so far. In a desperate gambit, Captain Frostbeard detonated peppermint-scented explosives, creating a temporary reprieve. The sleigh bells seize the opportunity, regrouping and pushing toward the workshop's core. They're explosives when they're just like, okay, well, this is a normal weapon. It just smells like candy. As they neared the heart of the nightmare, they discovered the source, a grotesque figure clad in Santa's suit, now a twisted entity driven by an insatiable hunger. Santa Claus, once a symbol of joy, now led the horde with an icy malevolence. The final battle unfolded in a frenetic dance of violence and desperation. Captain Frostbeard, face etched with determination, faced off against the monstrous Santa. The workshop echoed with the clash of candy cane against festering flesh, the aroma of peppermint mingling with the stench of decay. Lieutenant Twinkletooth's sniper shots rang true, piercing through the undead horde. Sergeant Tinseltoe and Specialist Frostbite fought side by side, holding the line against the relentless zombie elves. Specialist Blizzard Socks, with nimble agility, launched surprise attacks, his candy cane daggers cutting through the darkness. In a climactic moment, Captain Frostbeard delivered the decisive blow, severing the monstrous Santa from the undead horde. They've said that twice now. I guess they've got a hive mind situation going on. The workshop fell silent, the echoes of battle dissipating into the frigid air. The sleigh bells stood amidst the aftermath, their faces marked by weariness and triumph. As they regrouped, Captain Frostbeard radioed for extraction. What, on a chocolate radio? Like, it's the regular radio? Lame. The workshop, once a haven of joy, now stood as a testament to the horrors that lurked beneath the festive facade. The sleigh bells, scarred but victorious, left the Arctic nightmare behind, knowing that the memory of Operation Arctic Nightmare Operation Arctic Nightmare, on the nose, would forever haunt their dreams. Oh, well, just like Ethan, right? His dreams are forever haunted too. Wow, that was ridiculous. Okay, I thought it was enough to ask for soldiers killing zombie elves in Santa's workshop. I thought that was enough Christmassiness. I thought that would negate any creative liberties that Chat GPT might make, but no, they're candy cane scented grenades and Sergeant Tinsel. Oh my God. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, well that was fun, I guess. Let me know if you like that, and if you've done anything in Chat GPT. Also, let me know if you want some specific story types written. I'd be willing to do another one of these. That'd be fun. I'm Smokey Lyle. This is Horror and Cats. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.